There's this moment, Dan, don't know if you've had it yet, where you open your banking app, kind of half dreading what you're about to see. You already know the number won't be great. Rent is coming. Groceries are weirdly expensive again. Your phone bill feels like a personal attack. And you're doing that quiet math in your head. Like, okay, if nothing unexpected happens this month, I might be fine. And honestly, that's where most people live. Not broke, not rich. Just suspended floating. One unexpected expense. Away from stress mode. Maybe you're working hard. Like, genuinely hard. You're saving a little here, a little there. You've got ambition, ideas, plans you swear you'll start once things calm down. But somehow, things never really calm down, do they? I think about this stuff way more than I probably should. Money, behavior, why some people seem to hit this invisible switch where life suddenly feels lighter, while others grind for years and feel like they're running on a treadmill that never slows down. I'm Nick, by the way, and I spend an unreasonable amount of time thinking about money, not just how to earn it, but how it feels to have it or not have it, and how it quietly shapes every decision we make without asking permission. And here's the weird thing I've noticed. The biggest psychological shift doesn't happen at $1 million or even 100,000. It happens around your first $25,000. Not because it makes you rich. It doesn't. Not even close. But because it changes how you operate. And if you've never reached that point before, what I'm about to explain might completely reframe how you see saving, earning, and even your own potential. This isn't hype. It's subtle. It's quiet. But once it clicks, you don't really go back. So let's talk about why that first $25,000 saved and kept changes everything. The shift from survival to breathing room before $25,000, money feels loud. Every decision echoes. Every purchase has weight. You think in short time frames, this paycheck, this month, this bill, even when you being responsible, it's still reactive. You're responding to life as it hits you. But something strange happens when you cross that $25,000 mark. You stop flinching. Not dramatically, not like a movie scene where everything suddenly goes slow motion. It's more like you exhale without realizing you were holding your breath. I remember the first time I looked at my account and realized, okay, if everything went wrong for a few months, I'd still be okay. That realization alone was worth more than the number itself. Why does this matter? Because mental bandwidth is everything. When you're stuck in survival mode, your brain is busy putting out fires. There's no space for strategy. No room for long-term thinking. You're not dumb. You're just overloaded. That first $25,000 buys you silence. And in that silence, you can finally think. Actionable takeaway. If you're below this level, stop obsessing over optimization and start focusing on stability. Emergency fund first. Boring is powerful. You stop making fear-based decisions. Here's something nobody tells you. Most bad financial decisions aren't made out of greed. They're made out of fear. Fear of missing out. Fear of falling behind. Fear of being exposed. Fear of saying no. Because you might need this. Before $25,000, fear is in the driver's seat. You take jobs you hate because you can't afford to walk away. You stay in situations that drain you because uncertainty feels more dangerous than misery. But once you've got a solid buffer, you hesitate before saying yes. And that hesitation is everything. You start asking better questions. Do I actually want this? Is this aligned with where I'm going? Or am I just reacting again? That's not confidence. That's security. And security changes your posture. People sense it. Opportunities shift. You're no longer grasping. That actionable takeaway. Build savings not to feel safe, but to buy yourself choice. Choice is the real upgrade. Money stops feeling like a scoreboard early. On money feels like a scoreboard. You compare yourself constantly. Friends, co-workers, people online who somehow have nicer cars and fewer visible problems. You think more money will finally make you feel ahead? It doesn't. But $25,000 does something interesting. It reframes money from a comparison tool into a utility. Instead of asking, how do I look? You start asking, what can this do for me? You see money as storage, as fuel, as optionality. And that shift is subtle, but it's foundational. It's the difference between chasing numbers and building systems. I noticed I stopped caring as much about what others were doing. Not because I became enlightened or anything, I just didn't need the validation anymore. Actionable takeaway. Stop tracking wealth as a rank. Track it as resilience. How long could you operate if income paused? You learned that progress isn't linear saving. Your first $25,000 is hard, painfully hard. Saving the next $25,000, still hard but different? Why? Because the first time, you're building habits from scratch. You're rewiring your identity. You're proving something to yourself. Once you've done it once, the story changes from "can I do this?" to "how do I do this again?" That's a massive psychological upgrade. You stop panicking when progress stalls. You understand cycles. You've seen yourself recover before. This is where patience is born. Actionable takeaway. Celebrate the proof, not just the amount. You've already done the hardest part once. Your relationship with risk evolves below $25,000. Risk feels terrifying. One mistake could wipe you out. So you either avoid risk completely or you take reckless risks out of desperation. Neither is great. Once you've got a buffer, risk becomes measured, intentional, strategic. You can invest without panic. Try new income streams without betting your entire life on them. Say no to bad deals. Risk stops being emotional and starts being calculated. Actionable takeaway. Don't seek risk until you can absorb risk. Cushion first, grow second. You stop romanticizing fast money. This one's important. When you're broke or near broke, fast money looks seductive. Side hustles that promise the world. Shortcuts, schemes, anything that feels like escape velocity. But after $25,000, fast money loses its shine. You realize consistency beats intensity. You stop asking, how can I get rich quick? And start asking, how can I build something durable? That mindset alone saves you from a lot of pain. Actionable takeaway. If something feels rushed, ask why. Real wealth rarely it whispers. Your identity quietly shifts. This might be the most important part. When you save your first $25,000, you don't just change your bank balance. You change the story you tell yourself. You're no longer bad with money. You're no longer behind. You're no longer hoping things work out. You've evidenced competence, and that identity shift bleeds into everything: career decisions, boundaries, confidence, Patience. You move differently. Actionable takeaway. Protect this identity. Don't sabotage it for temporary comfort. The real reason, $25,000, matters, not the number. It's what the number represents. Discipline, time, sacrifice, consistency, self-trust. That's why people who reach this point rarely fall all the way back to zero, unless something catastrophic happens. The skills are internal now. You've crossed a psychological border. And once you see money differently, you can't unsee it. Conclusion: if you're not at $25,000 yet, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not failing. You rebuilding the hardest part. This phase feels slow because it is slow. It feels unrewarding because the reward hasn't shown itself yet. But it's coming, and when it does, it won't be loud. It'll be quiet, steady, grounded. And if you're already there, don't dismiss it. Don't downplay it. You've done something meaningful. Even if no one clapped, money won't fix your life. But it can remove the noise that keeps you from hearing yourself think. So wherever you are right now, keep going. One boring decision at a time. One unglamorous win after another. That first $25,000 isn't the finish line. It's the moment you realize you're finally in the race and running on your own terms.